Well, yeah, Tim, we're talking about 72 jobs cut since October. Now, a spokesperson for the department says they did it because there's not much construction happening citywide. Unlike other city departments, the Bureau of Development Services relies on permitting fees to sustain itself.
Our workload is down. There is less permit activity coming in the door right now.
Over the past couple of weeks, around 15% of the Portland Bureau of Development Services staff was notified they'd be laid off at the beginning of next year. 56 employees overall. And from October of 2022 to this past October, the construction industry lost 300 Multnomah County workers. With little new construction citywide, there's worries there won't be many new apartments, office space, or other buildings in need of permits and inspections for more than a year.
We did not anticipate, and I don't know anyone who did anticipate quite the drop-off in permit activity that we saw over the summer.
Ken Ray, the spokesperson for the Bureau of Development Services, says 98% of the Bureau's revenue comes from permitting and land use review fees. Though with little permitting, the Bureau is losing money quickly. From July to October, the department lost almost $3 million monthly. Without cuts, Ray says they would have run out of money next year.
We're going to be watching our expenditures very closely through the rest of this fiscal year.
Others say the layoffs are an early indicator of a citywide economic downturn they expect to last 18 months.
It's a challenge.
Mike Wilkerson is an economist with Eco Northwest. He says data this quarter shows the fewest amount of permits for new apartments since the first quarter of the pandemic.
Yeah, it's not, I would say, ideal.
And with fewer staff and fewer inspectors, there's concerns it could take longer for developers to get new buildings permitted and inspected.
You hear frequently that the time for permitting, the processes could be sped up, but I think when you have a bureau that's reliant entirely on fees, that's really challenging to do that.
And I asked, too, if the Bureau of Department of Services believes these cuts are sufficient to keep the department afloat. A spokesperson says BDS believes it's taken the steps needed to sustain itself for the next several months. Now, the hope is interest rates will start to come down in the next few months, leading to a revitalized construction industry.